Well, good morning. Happy first Sunday of October. It's still going to be 90-something today, so happy October anyway. Officially the start of pumpkin spice season, and although I know it's been available for a month or so now. Also, welcome to the beginning of spooky season for those of you who observe that. It's my great pleasure to say good morning and welcome to Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Church on a Sunday morning. Glad you're all here, whether you're here with us in person, whether you're watching us at home, or whether you're watching us at some point in the future. It is so wonderful to see you all here today.
Good morning. And welcome to all of you here this morning. I echo Chris's words. It's so good to see everybody. The future is resilience is our thoughtful theme for today. As we've journeyed through this church year so far, we've thought about how to leave behind what was, accept what we are pushing forward with in our community's future, and to do this, we need to build resilience. Resilience is defined as the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. It's a form of toughness engineered to help us build forward at the same time that we're holding in our hearts some of the wishes and dreams that we might have to leave behind. Today, we are considering the importance of our imagination as a way to build resilience. We'll think about how we can build and make our little bubble in the desert. Oh, you'll see it on the next slide. And our theme for this month, this lovely little bubble in the desert. We'll think about how we can make it as we'd like to see it, a place to desire to be, a community fueled by purpose, and a place that is welcoming and loving to others. So I was trying to think about things to say about building our resilience, and I thought, well, who might I ask? And I decided to ask Gemini AI to paint a word picture for us about, excuse me, how an artist envisions the future. The following poem, entitled "An Artist Envisions the Future," arrived on my desktop from Google Gemini. So here we go. An artist sits with brushes in hand, not to paint the world as it is, but as they've planned, where gray skies hang and cold shadows fall. They find in their mind a brighter call. With colors born of pure sunlit thought, a kingdom of kindness and peace is wrought. They paint not just figures, but hope on the breeze, and forests that whisper new, vibrant decrees. The masterpiece grows not on a wall, but in the hearts of the great and the small. It's an idea, a vision made true, a reality painted in hopeful new hues. For the true artist knows that the world, though it's real, is a surface for dreams that their spirit can feel, and with every stroke of their vivid desire, they set a new world alight with their fire. I was surprised at how much I sort of liked that. I didn't truthfully expect to, especially some of the words about finding a brighter call, a kingdom of kindness and peace, a masterpiece growing in the hearts of the great and the small. Good things for me to think about and ways to build resilience with these kinds of ideas as we move forward. I'm Maria Menconi, the pastoral associate, assisting Reverend Matthew today. We have much to be thankful here at Mountain Vista as we open this next month and build resilience together. We give thanks for this place that is the original home of the Yaqui and Thana-Otham people. We respect and honor their commitment to this place we also call home. We give thanks for all of our neighbors in our surrounding community and invite them to join us. We give thanks for Reverend Matthew and the staff here at MVUU, including Chris, our magical music director, Stacy, our religious exploration coordinator, and Stephanie, our administrator. In addition, we thank the many volunteers that contribute each week. Our AV crew today, which includes Lee and Ann and Robin, Joel Yelland, our song leader, Cheryl, who will help with joys and sorrows today, and our volunteers for greeting and hospitality, as well as volunteers in RE with the children. Everyone who contributes their work and care to our congregation makes today's service possible. We say we are better and stronger together, and we are. As always, I'm grateful to be here with you and share this Sunday morning. Our services are not just attended by those of you here in person, as you know, but also virtually. Some will be watching this in real time, and others will watch later on YouTube. If you can, please turn around, and Lee will move the camera for us so we can wave at all our colleagues who are attending virtually. Good morning and welcome to everyone out there. For our chalice lighting, I'll be reading "We Will Be Renewed" by Pat Uribe Lichty. We come together with our tired minds and bodies, with our confusion and questions, our uncertainties and our fears. We come together with our hopes and our pasts and our ideas, our passions and our faith. We come together bringing all of who we are, trusting that in gathering we will be renewed, and that together we can create the world we long for.
Well, I would love to echo Maria's words. We have much to be grateful for here at Mountain Vista. We come together in gratitude, but we come together with our fears as well. We come together in the face of uncertainty, and we are still a grateful people. We always have been. And there's a resilience that we are naming today because we always will be. We have so much to be grateful for simply here in our congregation, like the children of our religious exploration program are grateful for your many donations to the Humane Society. They write, "A huge thank you to everyone who donated. We hope that you will join us when we drop off these donations on Saturday, October 25th, 12 to 2. There's also an additional activity that everyone will be doing if you gather with them. As part of that visit, then, they're going to pack pet food. And if you're curious to know more, ask Miss Stacy, the coordinator of our religious exploration, for more details. We also have a great deal to be thankful for in our Unitarian Universalist tradition. This is the 85th anniversary of the UUSC, the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. And here's a short video to tell you more about them.
For the last 85 years, the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee has pushed back against oppression, racism, and injustice.
UUSC's work began in 1939 when Reverend Waitstill and Martha Sharp from Massachusetts took an extraordinary risk to help refugees who are escaping Nazi persecution in Europe.
In 1940, the Sharps established a charitable organization to formalize their bold humanitarian service. From Ethiopia to Nicaragua, Kentucky to Haiti, UUSC and its members have passionately mobilized for our collective liberation.
Our engagement with partners begins in the midst of crisis, responding to immediate and urgent need. Our strategy and our partners' work, though, is always designed to create systemic change. The heart of our work is a vision of human rights for all. We work with people who have lost the right to be in the place they've always called home, people who are facing arrest and violence for demanding their rights, people who are creating sustainable alternatives to violent and extractive economies and governments.
We highlight them today because this entire month they are our woven basket partners. Each Sunday we will take a collection in the woven basket just outside those doors in thankfulness for all of the leadership of our faith in the past, through our present and into the future, crafting justice. And of course, here at Mountain Vista, we have much to be thankful for. In gratitude for our congregation, our church house, and our activities, we'll take a collection in the wooden bowl which sits next to the basket. We are a people of resilience. We always have been. We always will be. We'll be as tough as we must be, tender as we need to be to one another, and thriving toward justice, as our faith promises to be. And so all that you can give in either the basket or the bowl will be gratefully received. It is good to be together, here in one another's presence, and to begin to envision once again a justice, a resilience for our future. Let us worship.
Our first hymn this morning is a lovely bit of UU history Written in the 1930s, it celebrated the growing relationship between the American Universalist Church and the Unitarians, American Unitarian Association. And so between the Unitarians and the Universalists starting to work together, they didn't come together for another almost 30 years, but this hymn was written to celebrate their growing friendship and their growing means of working together as tranquil streams that meet and merge. It's number 145 in the gray hymnal. There's some number of those lying around, and they're always on the shelf out in the front hall. But you don't need a hymnal if you don't want one, because the words, of course, will be on the screen. Will you rise and sing with us? Number 145, As Tranquil Streams.
As tranquil streams that meet and merge and flow as one to seek the sea, our kindred hearts and minds unite to build a church that shall be free, free from the bonds that bind the mind to narrow thought and lifeless creed, free from a social path that fails to serve the cause of human need. A freedom that reveres the past, but trusts the dawning future more, and with the soul in search of truth, adventure boldly and explore. Prophetic church, the future waits for liberating ministry. Go forward in the power of love, proclaim the truth that makes us free.
Well, thank you, Chris. I actually didn't know that about that hymn. I don't know if anyone else did too, but that was really about the future planning of the Unitarian Universalists coming about.
I absolutely love the Notes from the Far Fringe website
Yeah.
that has little thumbnails of all these beautiful history and things like that, and I'm very grateful to the lovely, wonderful person who puts that together. As my brain goes whoosh.
Thank you. I want to invite you to a time of contemplation, of considering and pondering the prophethood of all believers. Prophecy, prophets, and prophethood tends to get a bad rap. Throughout human history, prophets are those who read the times and then foretell the future. Most often, the stories say, they would wander out of the wild, arriving from the very margins of society to foresee the road that oppression and racism and injustice led to make clear that eventual destination, and then to tell the people, take a different path. And yet, in these stories, we know the people often didn't divert. Disastrous futures came to be, and the prophets were inevitably blamed. Named as heralds of doom, they were chased away back into the wild. As you might imagine, it's not a job that many were applying for. One story from Hebrew Scriptures tells how one prophet, after receiving this terrible vision, a calamity befalling a people, ran away rather than delivering the prophecy. Now, for those of you in the know, this is the story of Jonah and the whale. You might recall it's about Jonah being swallowed up and then living inside a big fish for 3 days before being vomited back up on the shore. It's been such a captivating part of the story, it's generally overlooked that Jonah was swallowed up because he was running away. He was later regurgitated so that he could go on and deliver the prophecy. And when he did, the people listened. The people listened this time. They heard where they were headed, that it was the wrong direction, and they changed their ways. They avoided the catastrophe. Of course, that's nowhere near as fantastic as getting swallowed by a big fish. Or was it a whale? I'm not sure. In fact, the debates over what kind of marine animal it was have outnumbered the outcome of the prophetic story, which is this. People have a choice. When faced with the future, people have a choice. We can read the signs of the time. We can even see an impending apocalypse. And then we can choose to go the other way. And knowing this has led some modern prophets to foretell futures that are well beyond calamity and disaster. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair, I say to you today, my friends. So, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are created equal. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, on August 28, 1963. You see, modern prophets are those who will not look away from the pain and suffering of the times, but then they foresee and they imagine and they dream beyond the ending of things into the future of new beginnings. And it's that kind of prophecy that the Reverend James Luther Adams, or as he's affectionately called in theologian circles, JLA called us to pronounce over 75 years ago. He wrote, by this kind of prophecy, the signs of the times are interpreted as parts of a pattern, an old pattern in the structure of society which is passing away, a new pattern of life which is coming into being. He called us to become a prophethood of all believers, a prophetic people hospicing out what was passing away and midwifing in what was struggling to be born. Prophetic, progressive congregations to chart the dystopian directions and the brighter byways, so that we might envision wisely and well, and then choose the future that will be. The prophetic liberal church, he wrote, is the church in which all members share the common responsibility to attempt to foresee the consequences of human behavior, both individual and institutional, with the intention of making history in place of merely being pushed around by it, of making history. Instead of feeling like you're just pushed around by it. Think of that. Prophethood, prophets, prophecy, reading the times, foretelling futures, yes, of dire warnings, the endings of things to come, and then the possibilities that we can live into well beyond them. To make history, not be pushed around by it. That's the prophetic imagination. Well, it always looks to tomorrow. It's ours today.
I've been thinking about resilience an awful lot these days. Probably many of us have. Thinking about how to nurture a positive outlook and self-belief, really accept change, and have a clear sense of purpose. The poem I've chosen for our meditation this morning shows me a way to think about these things, and so I wanted to share it. As we take a moment for meditation this morning, please get comfortable if you're not already. Close your eyes if you like, and prepare to retreat within yourself for a few minutes. Let's begin by taking a few deep breaths in and out, and in and out. And then please breathe along with these imaginative words from The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, the one who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, and who is gazing around with her enormous, complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Let's take a few deep breaths and come back into the sanctuary and open your eyes. When you're ready, we'll prepare for song.
I love that we have access to the world's archives. It's the Reverend Kimberly Debus and a website called Notes from the Far Fringe, which is an absolutely wonderful website if you want to know anything about the history or the context of many of these songs. Our next song we're going to sing is possibly one that doesn't need a whole lot of context, but Reverend Debus actually tells us that Carolyn McDade, when she wrote this, she was feeling supremely weary. She said, "I feel like a piece of dried cardboard that has lain in the attic for years. Just open wide the door and I'll be dust." She was tired, not necessarily with where she was, but with everything going on in the world, and that was 1981. So this is so intensely personal to us even now. Helping to find community, helping to find that spirit in the world, and it's a challenge. So if you would, let's rise and sing number 123, just through once for now. It's 123 in the gray hymnal, and of course it will be on the screens, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come into
Spirit of life, both within and around us, be present to our collective yearning for renewal in this moment.
Life has become super lifey these days. With the demands and pressures of jobs and roles, the tugs of the heart of people and places we miss and long for, the ways that when so much is asked of us, we crumble just a little bit each day under the weight of it all.
With soul-crushing, devastating news and updates from around the world and in our communities, the loved ones in our lives hurting and struggling, the ways that we are hurting and struggling.
Spirit of life, we pause to acknowledge the many challenges of life and send love and care within and out into the world.
We pause to honor and hold space for the struggles we experience in our bodies and in our spirits, and send love and care to those tender places.
We pause to receive the abundant mystery and grace, the power of love that is greater than ourselves to heal and to nourish.
We call upon all the transcendent gifts of renewal to be bestowed upon us, for an energizing renewal to fill us in all the ways that serve our lagging spirits when our own resilience wanes.
We give thanks and gratitude for the sweetness of renewal so that it may linger within us, be amplified and multiplied, leading towards healing and wholeness.
In the name that of all that is hopeful and holy, may it be so. Our ceremony of joy and sorrow is your invitation to renewal. We pour out water collected from Sonoran skies, from flowing taps, from springs bubbling from the earth. This is our gathering. We collect stones as containers for joy and sorrow. They have the strength of the earth, the wisdom of the earth. They are our Mother Earth. As you allow, these stones embrace your joy. They have the strength to hold each and every one of your sorrows. When given permission, we speak the joys and sorrows among us. I have one announcement today. Here's an update on the two families that we support through Contigo Tambien, our migrant justice ministry. The Calderon Ruiz family, as you know, Gabriel was deported and is in Venezuela with his family. His wife, Sarubi, and son, Liam, are in Colorado with Sarubi's sister's family. The Blanco family, Willie, Juana, and Williams, are doing fine as of today. Their asylum hearing is set for May 2026 in Chicago. Contigo Tambien is very grateful for recent donations from both internal and external sources, which allow us to help the Blanco family with attorney representation and travel to Chicago. In sorrows, when we know there are joys yet unnamed, and sorrows which are not yet ready to be given voice. We gather our joy and sorrow. In this way, we are renewed. This is our healing.
Leading us in celebration and comfort is our Pastoral Care Committee. We welcome you whole and undivided with all of your joys and all of your sorrows. Each of us on the committee are here to listen, and if you wish, to share your joy or sorrow with our congregation. But we also lead our congregation to celebrate with you or meet you right where you are in comfort. This is why we gather. This is the way that we are healed. And in this way, we are renewed.
One of the things the Reverend Debus points out to us in this song is that song is continuously, come to me, come to me, come to me. I'd like to invite us to think of it as come to us. Not just me, not just you, but us as a community. Let's sing it through one more time. Stay seated this time. I'd invite you to stay seated this time. And let's sing it exactly that way. Let's swap the me for us. Come to us.
Spirit of life, come unto us. Sing in our hearts all the stories of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Words hold us close, rings set us free. Spirit of life, come to us, come to us.
The Prophetic Imagination by Walter Brueggemann. The prophet engages in future fantasy. The prophet does not ask if the vision can be implemented, for questions of implementation are of no consequence until the vision is imagined. The imagination must come before the implementation. Our culture is competent to implement almost anything and to imagine almost nothing. The same royal consciousness that makes it possible to implement anything and everything is the one that shrinks imagination, because imagination is a danger. Thus, every totalitarian regime is frightened of the artist. It is the vocation of the prophet to keep alive the ministry of imagination, to keep on conjuring and proposing future alternatives to the single one the king wants to urge as the only thinkable one.
In the dystopian future, all books are banned and burned. And I'll wait. We've got a great little slide for this. There it is. In the dystopian future, white Christian nationalists rule the government and govern women's bodies. In the dystopian future, Big Brother watches everything and confounds communication through propaganda. In the dystopian future, a demigod, authoritarian, anti-intellectual president moves society towards collapse. That's the parable of the sower. There you go. And finally, in the dystopian future, consumerism has destroyed the earth, and only a robot left to clean it up can save it. Not that one. There it is. It's been some time, decades even, since I've read or watched these or other fantasies of the future. Artistic works, truly artistic works. I recall reading several of them simply for the pleasure on long Sonoran summer days. Anytime I smell that dry paperback pulp, it takes me back. I remember I was so eager to be frightened, delighted to be horrified, haunted by what each chapter would reveal. They were like Gothic ghost stories of tomorrow. I didn't think they were predictions. I didn't think they were possible. And I didn't contemplate them as prophetic, but I do today. With dystopian realities on our doorstep, I recognize the dire warnings in these artistic works, and I realize there's also a lingering invitation. Make history. Don't be pushed around by it. Now, I don't recall exactly if it was Mrs. Beatty in middle school or Mr. Broyles in high school, or maybe it was some other English teacher, but someone assigned me to read Brave New World. There it is. In this utopian, perfected future, society is safe. It's technologically and genetically modified. But all of that is unmasked as truly dystopian by John the Savage. He arrives from out of the wild, on the fringe of society, and reveals the oppression, racism, and injustice eating away at its core. I didn't care for it. I don't know how you all felt maybe when you had a chance to read it. But instead of feeling safe from that future as I had with those other works, they were way over there. This one was close and threatening. Not necessarily on the doorstep, but it was lying awaiting out somewhere in the yard. I really wish I still had the essay that I had to write in response, the book report. There can be real clarity and brutal honesty from our younger selves that is often wise, but I don't have it. In fact, I probably just would have compared the careless partying in the novel to MTV, which was just starting up at the time. And I would have certainly missed whatever my English teachers were trying to teach me. And I've been curious what that was. Maybe some of you English teachers have your own thoughts about what the meaning of the Brave New World is for middle school or high schoolers, but I looked it up. In the National Council of Teachers of English website, and I read the curriculum on dystopian fiction. Now, most of it I recalled from my lessons, that a dystopian future is one that is ruled by institutions where nature is almost absent, where people's actions and thoughts are dictated and controlled by language and vision, and it's largely hollow and meaningless. What I didn't recall were the bullet points for the protagonists, something that all of them have in common, like this: they all challenge the existing social and political systems. They all feel trapped and are struggling to escape. They all help the audience recognize that there is something fundamentally wrong with the society in the story. And they are isolated because of their values. And yet somehow they still possess a deep sense of belonging that gives them resilience. And it's not that my grade would improve, but after reading that, I would like to rewrite that essay. I would like to go back to Brave New World Book Report by Matthew Crary, because I think that I might name John the Savage a prophet. And if there was extra credit in it, I might go back to all of those main characters of all the other dystopian stories: Guy Montag from Fahrenheit 451, Offred from A Handmaid's Tale, Winston Smith from 1984, Lauren Amalia from The Parable of the Sower, and Wall-E, well, from Wall-E. And I might name them all prophets, all of them perceiving their present, looking at the times, and then imagining and living into a future beyond it. They survive the despair of the dystopian. They keep their agency in the midst of the totalitarian because they are held close and simultaneously set free by one thing: the spirit of life. Yes, even in a trash-collecting robot, there is the spirit of life. The spirit of life, which is just a name. It means whatever you think it means, you feel it means, that you know it means deep within your blood and your bones. It is a wild and it is a weird spirit of life. Wild because it is nature. It is summer days and grasshoppers sitting in the palm of your hand. It's uncontrollable seasons of life and death and life and death. And it's the balance of each life with joy and sorrow. And it's weird because it's contrary to the status quo. The spirit of life is diversity and equity and inclusion, confronting oppression, racism, and injustice. I might get an A on that essay. Today, though, with the dystopian at our doorstep, the question isn't so much what would we do in the past, it's what would you do with your one wild and precious and weird and wonderful life today? What would you do with the spirit of life running out among and in and through all that you experience? Whatever it is, I pray that you choose resilience. If you're out challenging existing social and political systems, still hold the wonder of life when it comes and just sits in your palm to munch on sugar. If you feel trapped and are struggling to escape, remember to be held and cared for and celebrated for all that you are here in this community. If we're out helping one another recognize that there is something wrong, something terribly, horribly wrong with our society, Never let each other forget that there's nothing wrong with your inherent worth and dignity. Whatever it is that you can do in helping to hospice out what is ending, be prophetic. Read the times for what they are and beyond them for what they can be. Always knowing that you are always and certainly held by the Spirit of life. And this is that creativity. This is that imagination. This is that dream that each of us has the responsibility to dream and to name and to share and to make reality. Because that's how we stop being pushed around by history and we make the future. And this is our resilience. This is the toughness. This is what gets us through. Yes, it is one another. Yes, it is nature, but it is the Spirit of life that you know so intimately, you know so closely. It is in each breath and each heartbeat. Choose it. Choose it now, choose it in the future. May it be so, as the people choose it to be.
This last week was Yom Kippur, one of the biggest and holiest days, actually the biggest and holiest day of the Jewish calendar. For the non-Jewish people, it's a bit like trying to do Christmas, Easter, bits of Advent and Lent, and a big stirring of Pentecost Sunday within about 24 hours. It's a marathon. I'm still recovering, frankly, playing piano and trying to keep it all moving in a forward direction. The beauty of the holiday, though, is it's about community and coming together, looking collectively at our past as a community, but also looking forward. And that's part of why I chose this song. It's Ehud Manor and Nurit Hirsch from the middle of the 20th century, Bashana Haba'ah, but we're going to sing it in the version from our hymnal, number 146, Soon the Day Will Arrive. Beautiful song, all about looking forward and looking and just waiting for the beautiful day that is waiting for all of us. Won't you rise as physically or spiritually, in whatever way seems fit, and let's sing together.
I mentioned several weeks ago that I love to think of the future as a series of doors that open up, and I can just walk through them and see what's next. And it has turned out to be a really healthy alternative for me because I can live for today and offer thanks for every little experience I have. I'm going to share a few with you. So, for example, this week, I was driving from this church to my allergy clinic, and I saw a wizard. I did. He was walking along the side of Orange Grove Road in full wizard attire, hats, cloak, wand, and this wizard also had a backpack, which I decided to view as his bag of tricks. Yes, I know, it's the season for costumes, I know, but it was way more fun to think of him as a wizard in full-blown Harry Potter style. His appearance still makes me smile, and that was almost a week ago. I don't know where the wizard is now, but I hope he's having a wonderful wizarding future because he certainly made my morning. And then I arrived at my allergy clinic, and I was walking to the front door, and I think I encountered a prophet, a beautifully dressed woman who was walking alone and saying loudly, "Tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day." Over and over, over and over. Again, there's probably lots of explanations other than that she was seeing the future. But personally, I was happy to accept her prophecy that tomorrow would be a better day. In contrast to the important prophets, the many things that we've learned today that Reverend Matthew shared with us, my heart just says when I see these small things, why not? If we're open to possibilities and we can accept that the future, in this case tomorrow, will be a better day, it gives us one more moment of gratitude. And that gratitude builds resilience. And I will add one thing that I just thought of this morning. There are many, many reasons that I love to come to MVUU. But the one that stood out this morning is I get more hugs here than anywhere I go. And I love that. So thank you. It's wonderful. The future, as we know, is happening. We want to keep you informed about the many opportunities for you to get involved in transformative moments and transforming actions of love. There's much planned for you in the near future here at MVUU. We have CPR and first aid training coming. If you're ready to keep your community safer, we'll help you prepare. Join us for CPR first aid training on November 1st, 9 to 12. You can register using the link in the newsletter or their flyers in the Oasis room. And once again this year we have our fall festival. And I lost my place. Yes, please, because I've lost my place. Thank you very much. Yeah. We hope you'll join us for our second annual Fall Festival happening on Saturday, November 15th from 3 to 5. We have lots of games, prizes, music, food, and lots more. Just to see what happens when you go off script. You lose your place. And we have so much happening right here at MVUU today. Our Cafe Justo. Cafe is offered as a delicious social justice project on the first and third Sunday of each month, sparked by the hopeful ideas of one migrant in a time of despair. Cafe Justo, just coffee, has grown to become a sustainable, small-scale, international coffee cooperative driven by providing pure organic coffee in the spirit of justice. We have ground and whole bean packages in decaffeinated decaf and half blends. Taste the wonderful flavors that we serve during fellowship hour, and then you can take some home. Our Finding Hearts honchos are thrilled to announce season 1 of our small group ministries You can learn more details and sign up with Alice today after the service. And also, Renew UU, Reverend Matthew invites longtime participants and folks new to MVUU to join today for the new UU sessions. These are your opportunity to learn more about our Unitarian Universalist faith and deepen your belonging to our congregation. Today, the session is focused on why each of us and all of us are here at MVUU. Next week, October 12th, Reverend Matthew will explain MVUU institution functions. These are excellent opportunities to explore becoming a member of our congregation at the next new member ceremony on Sunday, October 19th. And Cheryl and John have something special to speak with us about.
Good morning. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm John, and we are here on the behalf of Contigo Tien, our MVUU Migrant Justice Ministry, to ask for your support. We have guests today from the organization Justice for All of Pima County. They are here to gather signatures and volunteers to help collect signatures. Signatures, you say? What for? Justice for All Pima County plans to put an initiative on the Pima County ballot in November 2026. That initiative is for an additional member of the Pima County Public Defenders Group. That attorney will specifically represent Pima County residents during deportation meetings and proceedings. Justice for All of Pima County needs 80,000 signatures by the spring of 2026 to have this initiative on the ballot in November of 2026.
Recent published research shows that persons facing deportation proceedings have an attorney present. The outcome is significantly better. One paper showed a 3% success rate without an attorney present versus 40% with an attorney present in preventing deportation. That may change, of course, every week, depending on what's going on with our current administration. Having one of the families that we are supporting through Contigo Tambien go through this recently brings this initiative close to our MVUU home. Our guests will be in the Oasis and actually outside today and next week. Their names are Karen and Moira, Patty and Margot. Please stop by the table and sign the petition if you are a Pima County resident. Further, if you are able, Justice for All is looking for folks to be present at public places in Pima County and gather signatures as well. As always, on behalf of the families we support at MVUU and all the families and individuals facing the threat of deportation, we thank you for your compassion and support.
In addition to all of these things that are happening today, please join us following the service for refreshments and fellowship. This is our cherished time to renew our community and welcome all our guests and friends into MVUU. To release the flame, I'll be reading Blessings Shall Follow Us by Reverend Rebecca Savage. As we end our time today in spiritual community, may we depart this sacred space knowing that blessings shall follow us all the days of our lives if we live in and return to right relationships, if we extend grace and forgiveness to ourselves and others, if we behold mercy as a spiritual superpower, if we emanate the greater love that holds us close. May our lives radiate the blessings that we have been given. May kindness and compassion fall gently from us. May there be peace in the world, and may it begin again with us.
I don't know why this song's in my head this morning, but it feels like the right one to do. Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart from the 1930s. I've never sung it before, at least not publicly, so. I didn't know what time it was then I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was, how sublime it was too. I didn't know what day it was, you held my hand warm like the month of May it was, and I'll say it was grand. Grand to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Grand to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice, say I'm yours alone. I didn't know what year it was, life was no prize. I wanted love and here it was shining out of your eyes. I'm wise and I know what time it is now. I didn't know what year it was, life was no prize. I wanted love and here it was shining out of your eyes. I'm wise and I know what time